What's up, bro? This is Gabriel Gray, joined with Sean Curtis from Dressed Image Consulting. He is a fashion specialist, and in this video, we are going to share 3 secrets on how fashion impacts your dating life. Let's crack into it. Okay, awesome. So, we're going to get into the 3 secrets, but before we get into that, I just want to reveal and talk a little bit from my perspective on how fashion pretty much impacts this whole game dynamic. Okay, we've got game, we've got cold approach pickup. How does fashion actually impact your dating life? Well, firstly, you need to understand that every girl is going to create the stereotype in her head based on what you look, based on your dress, based on the way you look. If you dressed in, let's say, like a motorbike cyclist, if you've got tattoos, if you've got ripped clothes, all of that type of stuff, you've got biker gear, she's going to create this perception of you. Okay, she's going to have a certain perception on the type of guy you are. Now, if you're dressed in like an accountant, let's say you've got glasses, you've got smart formal shirts, she's going to create a different perception in her head. So it's very important. Lots of guys say fashion doesn't matter when it comes to game. And let me tell you, it does matter because girls will have a certain perception, okay? They will create a stereotype of what type of guy you are based on the way you look. And before we get into the 3 secrets, let's just get Sean's insights into this. And again, welcome to the YouTube channel, and let's get your insights into this.
Yeah, thank you for having me. No, what Gabriel said was 100% correct. Listen, women will judge you. Women are hit up all the time by the opposite sex, so much so that if they even, gave the benefit of the doubt or the time to every guy that hit them up, they would literally have no time to do anything else. They wouldn't be able to hold a job. They wouldn't be able to sleep even, right? So they need subconsciously to have some type of filter to basically exactly that, filter out the, kind of weed out the ones that definitely won't make it. And usually the ones that won't make it are the ones that don't either look the part or resemble, at least in some way, a type of guy that she's used to dating, or resemble some way a guy, resemble in some way the type of guy that is on her level, because she doesn't want to be, she doesn't want to be seen with a guy who, in front of her friends who is like beneath her, in level, or with her family, or she doesn't even want to be seen leaving the club with that type of guy. So it's very important to her. Vanity is built into a woman's DNA. So, how you look when you're around her, how you make her look, how you compliment her image means so much. And I think it is definitely an underrated topic. So I'm glad we'll be talking about that today.
Awesome. And again, lots of you guys might be fanatical about who cares what you look. It's all about the verbals. You can just say it. You can say anything. We purists to the game. But look, you need to understand. You need to do everything in your favor. Okay, fashion is one thing, nutrition, exercise, and I'm not saying game is all about fashion, game is all about exercise, but you need to do everything in your favor to give you that slight edge, to give you that advantage. Okay, so it's very important to see it this way. And now, what I want to get into, and firstly, the first thing is, how does fashion impact your dating life? Well, it impacts it drastically. Okay, it does impact it drastically, whether you believe it or not. We are going to have a certain perception on you based on what you wear. A girl is going to have a certain perception on you based on what you wear. It's as simple as that, okay? You can change that perception with certain verbals and stuff, but why not start off with a good perception, a good perspective of who you are? So we've got Sean here. We're lucky enough to have him here. So let's get into some of the secrets. The first secret to how fashion impacts your dating life. Let's get into this, Sean.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I want to say definitely the first secret I would probably say, and maybe the biggest benefit to getting into this is that you're just given the benefit of the doubt a lot more often, right? So you have room to slip. In terms of game, even though I've kind of been in the community for a long time, 6 or 7 years, I to be honest, I wasted a lot of that time. I was in a lot of long-term relationships during that time, whether or not I was still learning about games. So the experience, me going out, you know what I mean? I wouldn't consider myself an expert like I have next to me, right? So, but the thing is that I'm just given the benefit of the doubt so much during my interactions where I could say some of the stupid stuff that I say that usually would get guys in trouble or get blown out or just ruin an interaction, and I will still be in there.
You can make mistakes because the girls see you in the way that they see you in a certain light, and it's like even if you make those mistakes, you're still starting off at a good this good level.
Exactly. It's like the light version of, maybe take like the extreme where it's like a long-term relationship with a guy and a girl, and she just loves him so much that even though he misbehaves, he's gotten lazy, fat, she doesn't care. She lets it slide. Whereas if a lazy, fat, stupid guy were to approach her, she didn't know him, then she'd be like, oh no, you know. But she feels a certain way about him where she lets it slide. And so a lighter version of that would be, like a well-dressed guy in an interaction, someone that would look very good next to her, maybe entering a restaurant with her, or showing up to her friend, to a group of friends with her, and she almost turns a blind eye to any maybe slip up in game, like mistake that you would, stupid thing that you might say. She almost just selectively blocks it out. It's interesting.
Blind spots.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so first secret, you get the benefit of the doubt if you're more fashionable. You can afford to make mistakes. Okay, let's get into the second secret to how fashion impacts your dating life.
Yeah, second secret I would say is even the simple outfits, even the simplest of outfits have so much, can have so much nuance to them. To be made into a very high level of an outfit. So take the outfit I'm wearing right now. We did not know we were going to do this. Is a very last minute video, and so I didn't have time to get dressed up in a great outfit to show you guys. But pretty much right now I'm just wearing a black t-shirt, a dark gray pair of jeans, and a white pair of shoes. But even as simple as it may look, so much went into this certain outfit. The t-shirt definitely did not look like this when I bought it off the rack. Okay, so one secret to t-shirts and how to make them fit is, if you notice, my shoulders are a little bit wide compared to my waist. So my waist is I think it's like a 29 to 30 inch waist. It's very slim. You have the same issue. Very slim waist. My shoulders are a 40. Size 40 shoulder. So a 40 inch shoulder, 29 inch waist. It's an 11 inch drop. It's almost unheard of, right? So I naturally have a V taper. Now the problem with, everyone wants the V taper, but the problem with that body type is it's one of the hardest to dress. And the reason why is because shirts just don't come like that. No shirt comes like that. If you have to go up because of the shoulders, if you have to wear a large because of the shoulders, it's going to be very baggy in the midsection here, or at least a little bit, right? But I took this shirt to the tailor. I had it slimmed out here. You can see it fits very nice around the midsection, and it's not too tight on the shoulders. I didn't go too small for the shoulders. It's still at the perfect area where the seam is just resting off the shoulders. So now the shirt is letting people know, it's demonstrating that I have that V shape. It's almost accentuating it, so it makes it look like I have an even more of a V shape. So you can make your clothes work for you. Because unfortunately, I see a lot of good bodies, a lot of good male bodies be hidden by the opposite, be hidden by, not paying attention to the details.
Interesting. Okay, so secret number 2, keep it simple and look for simple outfits. And it's interesting because I've seen Sean in a lot of outfits. I mean, I've been in Vegas now for a month and been hanging out with Sean for quite a long time. And it's interesting because he wears a lot of different types of outfits. But it's interesting because he's always got a way of, it seems very simple. And you think to yourself, oh, I mean, I can do this. Okay, this fashion isn't just a reality like that's outside my grasp. I can probably do it. It's not like he's wearing all these crazy type of outfits that are millions of dollars, whatever. It's just, he's keeping it simple. So we just need to follow. Okay, and it's interesting. It's interesting to see. I'm sure you've seen a lot of your students probably feel that this being fashionable is it's this dream almost. It's not actually a reality that can happen for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that leads me to tip 3. And I'm glad you said that, because we could segue into that. It's so perfect. You don't need to spend a lot of money to do this well. You don't need to get the most expensive clothes to do this well. A lot of guys at first are maybe a little bit turned off by embarking on this journey, because they think they're going to have to either spend a lot of money or be someone they're not, or wear something that just doesn't, they don't feel like themselves in. And that's the exact opposite of what we do at Dressed. So I would say tip number 3 is don't feel like these big brands, these expensive brands equal dressing well. I was just hanging out with a friend who's a female friend, and she is a cocktail waitress at a restaurant. And she was telling me about how she met the boyfriend of one of her girlfriends. And the boyfriend was wearing this shirt, and it's very obnoxious. It was ill-fitting on him. The color wasn't working for his skin tone. Many things wrong with it, right? It was hiding it was unflattering his body. Many little 1% working against him to make it just look like 100% bad. So she told me that even though she didn't even know him, it's almost like she had to do a service to the world by telling him, like, don't wear the shirt. You know what I mean? No more to that shirt. Yeah. And what he said back was, this shirt's Versace, and she said, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't care. Like, girls don't care. Nobody cares. If it doesn't work for you, no name drop of a brand is going to care, So stories like that, and I have hundreds of other stories and examples that really disprove that expensive clothes equal good, or certain brands equal good. So don't get caught up into that myth. And here at Dressed, I think we do a good job of not only, again, dressing people to who they are and their personality. So not only they don't feel not like themselves, but they feel more like themselves, even like 110% version of themselves. But also, we really know how to. I truly believe we're the best at this. We know how to show clients how to get the best out of the least amount of effort and the least amount of money as well. Yeah,
it's interesting you said that story. It's also, I know the one good friend of mine, he did a one-on-one coaching with you, and I remember him pretty much 3 years ago. He got dressed by his brother and his brother's girlfriend, and his brother actually looks good, always wearing top brands, but he looked pretty much like a kid, like a boy. But he was always thinking, okay, well, I'm wearing these brands, but it was so obvious to everyone else, just not to him, that it just doesn't suit you. And obviously I didn't have the understanding like you do, but it just, something in my head was like, this doesn't go. But he's still wearing all the top brands. It just doesn't work for him.
Right.
And I guess that's what you're fed from society, which is just, let's just go to the top brands, it's going to make me look good. But people aren't taking into account all these things that you teach, which is their personality, who you are as a person, the character, the avatar. And it's very interesting. But again, thanks for Sean for joining me on this video.
Thank you for having me.
It's been awesome. So I hope you got a lot of fashion advice and how fashion impacts your dating life, because it definitely does. So if you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe below. If you've enjoyed all my content up to now, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. And if you want to get in contact with Sean, because Sean also, he personally gives me advice. I get all my fashion advice from Sean, from no one else, okay? Just from him. So if you're interested in getting coached from him and finding out more information about him, you can check the description below and you'll see his website, you'll see his Instagram, and that's everything you need. Again, Sean, thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
See you guys in the next video.